Hello and welcome back to Bunnex Investment Group. In this video, we are going to be talking about the 3-day cycle, which is basically a 3-day strategy. So this strategy looks to get entries at the high or low of the following week. But before we jump into the whole video, please make sure you check out our free Telegram channel. The link is right in the description box, where we share free educational content, signals, as well as advice. On that note, let's actually jump into today's content. So this is gold against USD. The first thing that we will need to do is actually to see the low of the previous week, right? The low or high of the previous week. After seeing the low or high of the previous week, we need to count 3 days of rise or drop from that low of that previous week. So on my chart, I've already marked my weeks in blue. So these intervals are weeks. So in each and every week, there are 5 trading days, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And this becomes Monday of the following week. So in looking or starting the trading using the particular strategy, we'll be actually looking to get an MOW at the 3rd day of rise or 3rd day of drop, and looking to earn at least 50 pips from our move. So in this case, the low of the previous week was this one, and from that low we need to count 3 levels of rise, or basically 3 days of rise or drop. So from this point we can see that there was a day of rise, a consolidation. So it was 1, 2, we had a consolidation, and we reached the 3rd day on this particular point. Then after that we can see we had candle closure below the 13. Mind you, this is an H1 time frame, and we could get our 50 pips drop at this point, right? Then after that, this was the week, and from this previous week, what was the high or low? In this case, we had this as our high, and this week did not break the high of this week, either going up or going down. Therefore, it was actually a ranging week. After that, we can see that the market started trending, going downwards. From this high, we can start again counting 3 days of drop, right? We had 1 is our first day of drop, some consolidation at this point. Then we had another day of drop, a small pullback and some consolidation, and we reached the 3rd day. And as I've said earlier, on the 3rd day, that is where we would look for a pattern. In this case, a W was issued, right? After a W was issued, our entry always above candle closure, above 13, EMA and stop loss below structure, and we could get our 50 pips, right? The next thing is now to mark. In this case, we have this as our low, right? This becomes our low of this particular week, and we need to see 3 days going up from this low. That was the first thing that we could think of, having 3 days of rise going up. Unfortunately, the market went up, and we actually started counting this as the first day of rise, but later on we saw the market reversing this to become a day of drop. So from this point, we had the first day of drop, a day of consolidation, the second day of drop, a pullback, and then 3rd day of drop, right? After having these 3 days of drop, we can now start to look for a pattern, and we got this particular pattern, which was going to give us another 50 pips, right? So we had this as the low of this particular week. So what were we now looking to get? Either 3 days of rise from this week, from this weekly low, or either have a high and start the count to have 3 days of drop. In this case, this was a week of consolidation. We did not have any rise from this particular week. After that, what did we have? We actually made this high. From that high, we had the first day of drop, then the second day of drop. Unfortunately, we did not get the third day of drop. So what are we having right now? We have this as our low, right? Where we are actually counting the first day of rise. And if we are to reach the third day, that is where we will get an M. So basically, this will be looking to get 3 days of rise or 3 days of drop from the previous low of any week. After having those 3 days of rise or 3 days of low, that is where we try to find an M or a W, then trade off that particular pattern. So we don't need anything complicated. We don't need many indicators. All we need is an M or a W pattern at the third day of rise, and we are done. That is where we will look to get into the market. So you may as well backtest this particular strategy on other pairs. This was gold. You can try Euro US, GBP US, and any other tradable asset of your choice, and see if this particular strategy is actually good for you. On that note, we come to the end of this video. Don't forget to share this video as well as checking our free Telegram channel, which I have put the link in the description box below. And on that note, please do not fall for scammers who come in the comment section with several investment opportunities. We do not take Bitcoin investments. We do not actually message you first to give us money. Use only the services that are provided through our official Telegram channel, which the link is down below. On that note, have a good day and be blessed always.